The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to the Lord.
When the Magi had departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Rise, take the child and his mother, flee to Egypt, and stay there until I tell you. Herod is going to search for the child to destroy him." Joseph rose and took the child and his mother by night and departed for Egypt. He stayed there until the death of Herod, that what the Lord had said through the prophet might be fulfilled. "Out of Egypt I called my son." When Herod had died, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt and said, "Rise, take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who sought the child's life are dead." He rose, took the child and his mother, and went to the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was ruling over Judea, in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go back there. And because he had been warned in a dream, he departed for the region of Galilee. He went and dwelt in a town called Nazareth, so that what had been spoken through the prophets might be fulfilled: he shall be called a Nazarene. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Today we celebrate the feast of the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Now, in our diaconate classes, we were told that this is a great feast for deacons to preach on because they're married and have kids. Well, I'm not married and I don't have kids. Let's say, and I'm very aware of that. And I'm aware that I've never had to negotiate a teenager's curfew, settle a sibling argument in the backseat of a car. I may have started a few of those. Or track down the mysterious person in the house who keeps adjusting the thermostat when everybody swears it's not them. But I do come from a family. I have parents, a brother and sister, nieces and a nephew I adore, and a whole extended family that has shaped me, challenged me, and loved me into the person that I am. And that gives me a little bit of credibility to stand here today and say, family life is beautiful, and it's messy, and holy, and often all of those at the same time. Families come in all shapes and sizes. Some are big and loud. Some are quiet and steady. Some are beautifully traditional. And some are, let's just say, creatively assembled. And yet every one of them is a place where God chooses to work. Today in our first reading, Sirach reminds us that honoring father and mother is not just a polite suggestion, it's a sacred responsibility. He speaks of caring for parents in their later years with tenderness and not irritation. I think of my own parents who are here tonight. They've shaped me, supported me, and occasionally reminded me that even as a deacon, I'm still their child and am not exempt from helping with things around the house. Honoring them is not about grand gestures. It's about small, steady acts of love that build a home. And many of you here know that well. Some of you might be caring for aging parents. Some of you are remembering parents who have shaped your faith. And Sirach tells you today, God sees that love and God treasures it. Now, St. Paul in our second reading gives us a wardrobe checklist. Not for what to wear to Mass, but what we should wear on our hearts. Compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And if you've ever tried to get a family with young kids ready for Mass, you know patience is not optional. It's a survival skill. If you've ever tried, Paul says you have to put on love. Put it on like a garment. And some days that love fits comfortably. Other days it feels like squeezing into that sweater that you accidentally shrunk into the wash, in the dryer. But we put it on anyway because love sometimes is the only thing that holds families together. In our gospel, the Holy Family is on the move again. They're fleeing danger, living as refugees, and trusting God step by step. This is not the peaceful Christmas card scene that we think of. This is a family doing whatever it takes to protect each other. And that's the heart of today's feast. Holiness is not about perfection. Holiness is about faithfulness. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph show us that. A holy family is not without problems. It's a family that invites God into the middle of them. And as I mentioned, I stand here as someone who doesn't have wife or kids of my own. But I do have a family that formed my faith, parents who taught me to pray, siblings who taught me patience, and nieces who taught me that you can love someone deeply even when they cheer for the Packers and I cheer for the Lions. And I've learned this. Family is not defined by who lives under your roof with you. It's defined by who lives in your heart. And as a deacon, I also belong to this parish family. And let me tell you, you are every bit as real and as loving and as generous and as supportive and as holy as a traditional family. The Holy Family teaches us these truths. Holiness grows in the ordinary, in the meals we have, in our conversations, in our forgiveness, in the chores we do, and the thousands of small acts of love that no one sees. Holiness also requires sacrifice. Joseph uproots his life, Mary says yes, and Jesus enters our messy world. That love always costs something. Holiness is also lived together. No one becomes holy alone. We grow in holiness by loving and being loved. Sometimes imperfectly, sometimes clumsily, but always sincerely. So today we have a challenge. Maybe the Lord is inviting us to one small step towards holiness. Maybe you should make that phone call you've been putting off, offering forgiveness that's overdue, or saying I love you even if it feels a bit awkward. Or simply be patient with a family member who tests your holiness the most. Every family has one of those persons. And if you can't think of who it is, well, it might just be you. The Holy Family is not a museum piece that we gaze upon. They are a living reminder that God enters our homes, our relationships, our imperfections, and our hopes. If the Holy Family teaches us anything, it's that God works through ordinary people in ordinary homes through ordinary acts of love. May all of our families, whatever they may look like, be places where Christ is welcomed, where love is practiced, and where holiness grows quietly day by day.